Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be taking a look at an article from The Hill. It was published on July 13th, written by Justin Wise, but I looked at it, I went to go do this video, and this is actually the second time I'm starting over. Because I screwed up something. But it's when I saw the name with the title and reading the article, I just wanted to call him Justine Wise with how much of a bitch he's being, because The Hill is a never, to a large extent, is a never Trump establishment outlet. So, yeah, they kind of show it, especially with a title like this. CNN exec rips Fox News reporter for asking question after Trump attacked CNN. You notice the choice of words here, attacked. All he did was say, I'm not going to answer a question from you, you're fake news, which is something he's done pretty consistently. And they've tried to frame as an attack against the press and them personally. Now look at The Hill here. A quote-unquote conservative establishment, outlet, pushing the same exact thing here. It's disgusting. Calling them fake news and saying, I'm not going to answer your question, is one, his prerogative, two, not attacking them, and three, something that all of you that take issue with need to grow a thicker skin with. Because as far as I see it, when you have this type of non-news, infantile crap going on, where we have to portray the president as attacking us because he called us fake news, because we've been faking news since the first Gulf War, yeah, it's time that you guys lose your correspondence seats, okay, at the White House, and that they get open up to allow for independent and alternative sources to have access. And the reason for that is because that was the whole intent of creating that environment, was so that the press could have access. But over time, and it was meant for all the press to be able to have access, but over time, it's become this elitist fucking crap, where you think you're entitled, and you should be able to verbally abuse the president, and then expect your questions to be answered without him calling you out for what you are, fake news. If you showed him a little respect, maybe he'd show you a little respect in return and finally answer one of your damn questions. But you don't want to do that because you're pushing a narrative. You're trying to push this leftist crap. Because you're a globalist, like, basically, it's a global conglomerate that owns you. Globalism. Push the leftist crap. Push the open borders. Instead of being reporters, it's disgusting. A CNN executive is ripping Fox News correspondent John Roberts for promptly asking President Trump a question after the president attacked reporters from CNN during a news conference Friday, refusing to answer his question. Well, here's the thing. Right there, that's basically CNN being like, bitch, we call you out, we make fun of you, we like trash Fox day in and day out along with the president. But you should have my back. You should have my back. That's what he's saying. It's like, no, fuck you. Again, in order to get respect, you give it. You disrespect Fox, and then you want someone from Fox to have your back? Fuck off and die. You can get on your knees and juggle these if you think that's how it's going to work. I mean, this is ridiculous. They're being called out for fake news, and him saying, because of that, I'm not going to answer your question, which CNN, as a matter of record, I suggest you go Google it. During the first Gulf War, during Operation Desert Storm, CNN's reporters were comfortably on the roof of their Atlanta headquarters with a blue screen behind them, faking footage of a Scud attack. And back in those days, people had access to the direct satellite feeds. Now, some people purchased licenses to be able to watch them, but a lot of people just pulled them out of the air. They weren't really, at that time, you had some that were encrypted, some that weren't. But CNN, and you'd have to buy a decoder box. But CNN, you could pick up the live feed. Now, this was the feed that they would be sending, to their different reporting centers. So, like, say, CNN Europe or anything like that. So this was the raw feed. And you see everything that's going on. And it's all shady as all hell. Now, this was before the internet, so they got away with doing something like that and not being called out as fake news. Now, on the other hand, with all the things that they do, they wonder why they're being called fake news. They've been faking it for, almost 30 years of my lifetime at this point. Hell, when you literally create a fake news story and threaten to dox someone in it, because they took a WWE, well, actually at that time, WWF segment where Trump beats down Vince McMahon and superimposed CNN over McMahon's head. You're fake news. When you literally track down a little old lady, show her, dox her, show her house to the world, show her mailbox, her address, her street address, number, her name, put her name out there and everything else, and you go after her like you did, ambushing her, which you had to know that odds are you were doing that to try to shut her up, because you figure, well, the threat of all these people doxing her and they're now going to call her, she'll shut the hell up. And while you're doing that, you're trying to push this false Russian narrative. I mean, come on now, that's fake news. And you want Fox, who I don't think is much better, but at least these, they haven't had to fake fucking shit because things have been going their way on the note of the news cycle. But they're not much better. You want them to defend you, though? You're seriously deluded. Matt Dornick, Vice President of Communications and Digital Partnerships at CNN, took aim at Roberts' question and his subsequent statement defending his actions. Roberts had defended CNN and NBC, saying that Trump's attacks were unfair. Oh, really? They were unfair. 24 hours, 7 days a week. The news cycle is Trump sucks at this, Trump that, Trump this, Trump this. And it's all them making up shit on how bad he is and talking out their ass on how they feel he's so bad for the country without any actual proof. Here's a statement from Fox News' John Roberts, who was selected by Trump to ask a question after CNN's Jim Acosta was dissed. Well, Jim Acosta's a fucking half-wit. He's a disrespectful scumbag. Because someone else, and you can go look back, since the president has taken office, the president will give the floor to someone to ask a question, and Acosta, thinking that he's fucking entitled, will be like, excuse me, Mr. President. And he goes around and he does this shit to the point of where you have to disrespect him. He's being disrespectful, but to disrespect him, oh no, you're being, you're attacking them. Calling them out for being fake news because they are. You're attacking them. This is ridiculous. Nice try, John Roberts, Fox. Your omission is glaring and your compliment backhanded. Next time, try and show some class in the moment and your statement. Oh, God. Class in the moment. CNN, you are the... You have shown absolutely no class. You have been exposed to be making up the Russia crap with Project Veritas, was it? Or was it? Yeah, it was one of those ones. It was Project Veritas, right? Yes. That went and caught you on camera. Nice try. Talking about class. The statement from Dornick came after Trump dismissed questions from NBC reporter Kristen Welker and CNN reporter Jim Acosta during a joint press conference Friday morning with British Prime Minister Theresa May. Among other things, Trump said that CNN is fake news and that he doesn't take questions from the network after Acosta asked him a question. And that's his right to not take questions from CNN. Let's go to a real network the president sent. Again, proper noun should be capital. But you're kind of never Trump little shitbags, but whatever. Roberts then proceeded to ask Trump a question about acknowledging Trump's hostility toward Acosta. The move swiftly sparked backlash from critics on social media. Roberts said in a statement that the reason he asked a question was that it became clear that the president wasn't going to entertain a question from Acosta. And he has every fucking right to not entertain a question from Acosta. He can pick whoever the hell he wants. He's the most powerful man in the goddamn country. And you think that the press should be dictating to him? He dictates to fucking Rocket Man, Kim Jong-un. Or ill. The Kim family. He dictates to the Kim family now. Well, previous presidents kissed the Kim family ass. This is ridiculous. He added that he used to work for CNN, saying that Trump's issuing a blanket condemnation for the network as fake news is also unfair. No, it's not. When your news cycle is literally 24/7 fake news Russia crap, okay, which has pretty much been proven at this point, all fake, then yeah, you're fake news. It's not unfair. But Dornick appeared to not think the statement was sincere. Trump has repeatedly attacked CNN throughout his time as president, and he has already notably contentious relationship with Acosta. Calling them out for being fake news, saying you're not going to answer their questions, things like that are not attacking them. When they are literally lying about him. They are slandering the President of the United States. That is attacking him. His saying, which is pretty much a result of that, you're fake news, I'm not dealing with you, is not attacking them. That's actually, I hate to break it to you, taking what's called the higher ground. I'm not going to go down to your level. I'm not going to give you the time of day. I'm just going to go deal with people who are, as he put it, real news. And I'm sorry that hurt you people in the establishment. But if you stopped pushing propaganda bullshit, showed a little respect, reported on facts, then maybe, just maybe, the president might entertain showing you a little respect in return. Because, as I was raised, in order to get respect, you give it. If someone doesn't give you respect, you're not obligated to give them respect in return. But you see, you people, because for whatever reason, you think that because you're part of this establishment fucking media, press bullshit, you're an entitled class. How do I put this? It really doesn't work that way. You're not. Here I am. I've got an almost 5-year-old laptop. I just finally upgraded to a half-decent mic, which I'm still tweaking here, by the way. So if you notice, my levels have changed from video to video, or even maybe a little bit while I'm making the video. It's because I'm trying to stop the whole clipping thing going on. But I literally can build a platform that could possibly have more reach than you. Because if you look, there are a lot of people like that out there that can generally draw more people than you can. I don't know what to tell you. You're part of a dying breed, and you should be looking at this from like a Darwinist perspective, adapt or die. You don't want to adapt. You want to control the narrative. You want to squash the competition. And that's not going to work for you. The tension has extended to Trump supporters. At a rally in South Carolina in June, the crowd chanted, "Go home, Jim," as they waited for Trump to arrive. Well, yeah. And what gets me is this is more than just Trump supporters. It really, genuinely, and truly is. It's when you have so much of the country believing that the press is full of shit. It extends beyond Trump supporters. Half the Democrats think you're full of shit. It's like 47%. Close enough to 50. Pretty much half of the Democrats think you're full of shit. So this isn't a Trump supporter thing. And I love how The Hill, because they're anti-Trump, has to try to portray it as it's just the Trump supporters that don't believe in the legacy media like us. It doesn't work like that, Hill. It don't work like that. It's easily shown when you see these polls, like the one I just pulled from memory, the numbers from. I wish I could remember the poll itself. If someone knows what the exact poll is, Tim Pool just did a video on it recently, not too long ago. Well, he's done a couple on it. But so did Nadine Paladin. She actually looked it up when she was doing a video about Cenk and his spewing complete lies and bullshit and going, "Ooh, just look it up on Google. Of course. Well, there's a major distrust in the media. At least we can say 50% of the country. If you balance it out with everything, I mean, hell, you've got way more conservatives that don't trust the media. But over half the country doesn't trust it. But yet, it's just Trump supporters. And it's well over half the country. I'm sorry, but I'm just doing easy math there. So even if it was just 50% is what I'm getting at. That's still way too much. But yet, it's just Trump supporters. Yeah. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.